Imagine a single seaweed species becoming our planet's unlikely superhero in the fight against global warming and environmental decline. That's exactly the promise and the controversy surrounding what scientists now call super kelp. And here's where it gets controversial. Could this mighty marine algae really hold the genetic secrets to saving the world's kelp forests and even boosting our food, fuel, and plastic industries? Seaweed, or kelp, as it's more commonly known, does far more than sway gracefully beneath ocean waves. It generates vast amounts of the oxygen we breathe and shows up in everyday items, from toothpaste to cosmetics. Beyond these familiar uses, kelp's sturdy underwater forests create vital habitats, supporting the dazzling biodiversity of marine life. Lately, this fast-growing algae has also been incorporated into hundreds of food products, pharmaceuticals, and skincare lines, making its way into our homes and health routines like never before. Experts now believe kelp could double as a powerful climate ally. Through photosynthesis, these underwater plants absorb carbon dioxide, helping to slow ocean warming and reduce greenhouse gases in our atmosphere. Southern California's kelp has long been harvested for industrial ingredients, think thickeners and alginates, but its potential as a climate solution is only just beginning to be recognized, explains Matthew Bracken, a professor of ecology and evolutionary biology at UC Irvine. He studied kelp for decades and is excited about its newfound environmental role. But kelp's future is far from guaranteed. Rising ocean temperatures and pollution have devastated these underwater forests. A severe marine heat wave in recent years wiped out over 90% of kelp beds along northern California's coastline, putting the entire ecosystem at risk. Enter the 1970s transplant experiment near Newport Beach. Scientists introduced a robust strain nicknamed Super Kelp that has demonstrated remarkable heat tolerance. Today, University of Southern California researchers are racing to decode its DNA. We're mapping the genome to discover why certain proteins in super kelp thrive in warmer waters, says Karina Arzuyan, a PhD candidate on USC's Super Kelp Sequencing project. Some seaweeds wither in heat, but super kelp, and even invasive species like Japan's Sargassum horneri, show us how just a few degrees can make or break marine life. And this is the part most people miss. Understanding those genetic differences could let us engineer or selectively breed kelp that survives warming oceans. USC isn't working alone. After a collaboration with the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee to boost kelp growth rates, USC professor Dr. Sergey Nujdin launched Kelp Ark, a non-profit seed bank preserving thousands of genetic strains. Today, Kelp Ark safeguards over 2,600 unique kelp varieties across 12 species, from giant kelp and laminaria to feather boa and bull kelp. This living library could be our best insurance policy against future ecological disasters. Controversy alert. Some critics question the real-world impact of large-scale kelp farming on carbon sequestration. Can vast seaweed plantations genuinely capture meaningful amounts of CO2? Critics argue the logistics and costs may outweigh the benefits. Yet proponents like Dr. Nujdin remain undeterred. Farmed kelp could dramatically increase the ocean's carbon uptake, he argues, and also yield biofuels, bioplastics, and biostimulants to power our economy responsibly. These kelp-derived biostimulants could transform California agriculture by promoting drought resistance and boosting crop yields, an exciting alternative to synthetic fertilizers. Beyond fertilizers, Bracken highlights another breakthrough: biodegradable plastics from seaweed. Imagine your next pair of tennis shoes or water bottle made from kelp instead of petroleum, he says. Outreach specialist Hayden Schneider adds, kelp farms could offer us both ecological benefits underwater and a sustainable raw material on land. It's about working with nature, not against it. Of course, any large-scale shift toward kelp farming raises questions. How will we ensure new farms don't become new sources of pollution or invasive species? What happens to marine ecosystems when we harvest at industrial scales? Could genetic tinkering carry unintended consequences for wild populations? We're at a crossroads. Super kelp's genes may unlock keys to climate resilience and economic innovation, but only if we navigate the ethical, ecological, and technical challenges wisely. Are you on board with transforming seaweed into our next great climate solution? Or do the risks make you wary? We want to hear your thoughts. Agree, disagree, and join the debate below.